Yo, what's up YouTube? It's Edwin the Comic Jabroni coming at you. Today is the 18th of April. Yeah, that's right. Yesterday was New Comic Book Day. Today is Thursday. Yesterday I took my time, read all the books that I picked up at the local comic shop. And I gotta say, it was a good day, guys. Great stuff out there. I left some books on the wall. I decided that don't need to be picking up books just for their covers, even though I'm going to show you one today that I picked up because the cover is amazingly beautiful, but left some stuff out there. And this week was a crazy week for me because it is the first week that I did not pick up a Batman themed series. No Batmans, guys. So totally crazy. I understand. I get it. Hope you guys like that new intro that I made. I liked it. I just saw that knife action, and I was like, oh yeah, that's awesome. Loving it. Loving that. Gonna start something new on this New Comic Book Day pickups and review video. If you're here only for DC, or you're here only for Marvel, or you wanna know about the one independent book that I picked up, I'm gonna timestamp those down in the description. So if you want Marvel, go down there, see what time I start talking about Marvel, DC, and going forward like that. So I'm gonna be starting that up in this video, and hopefully I can continue on. Let's go ahead and get into what did I pick up this week. We're gonna do back issues first, and we're gonna start it off with the beautiful cover that I picked up. That's gonna be Blackest Night Wonder Woman #3. I was just going through the back issue bins at the shop, and I saw this, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is an awesome cover with Wonder Woman, you know, with the love lantern ring, whatever that is, the sapphire. It's a Greg Horn cover. I think that's his name, Greg Horn. Absolutely amazing cover. Let me bring that up real close for you guys, just so you get a look at that. Yeah, that's amazing. Next up, I picked up, and these got some spec in them, and we'll go over the spec later on when I get to the book that this really pertains to. Picked up Green Lanterns 27 from that Rebirth. That was the B cover, and I picked up the A cover. So I'll get into why these may or may not be important later on. So that's Green Lanterns 27, the A and B, and I picked up Blackest Night #7. This is the first appearance of the White Lantern ring and the first appearance of the Life entity. And Green Lanterns 27 is really the first appearance in the timeline and continuity of the Life entity, and he's like in an incubation chamber. So there you go. Pick those up. I'll get into why those may or may not be important later on in the video. So let's get into independent books. There was only one this week. That's really why I didn't go live on Instagram last night, because there was only one book, and I figured I'd just throw it into this New Comic Book Day. It is from Image. That is Little Bird Chapter 2. Man, what can I say about this series, or this book? It's crazy how the artwork and the story seem to be complete opposites of each other. I don't know how to fully explain it. Story's amazing. It's super gory and just, oh, it's an awesome story. But the artwork seems more like it could be in a little kid's, like in a kid's book, in a children's comic book. So they kind of clash together, which I totally enjoy. I really like that aspect of this. You get background information on Little Bird. You get a lot more background information in this, in Chapter 2, about her mother and how she was actually born, how Little Bird was born into this world, who this like Pope church figure is, you know, the evil, the villain of the story, I'd imagine. Little Bird's kind of in a dream state for half of this book, thinking that she's seeing her mother, but then the other half of the book, she's met up with this man, the Axe, and they're going more into Canada. This has more to do with Canada than the US, although the US is in here, but it's now like the new Vatican. It's no longer the US, and it's really no longer Canada. This Catholic Church state has taken over North America. So Little Bird meets up with the resistance. Don't want to give away too much, but you know, Alec from White Whale Comics, he really put me onto this, and I'm glad that I found that first one a week after it had come out. I found chapter 1 at a local comic shop. So chapter 2, awesome. I didn't pick up any other independent books. Not really sure what else was out there this week. I know Perry Comics was talking about Xena Warrior Princess. You know, I watched the show as a kid, but that doesn't mean as a 34-year-old I wanted to pick up Xena Warrior Princess. I'll spend my money on something else. So if you want to know about Xena Warrior Princess, go watch Perry Comics. But that's it from independents. Let's move into Marvel. This week I picked up 4 Marvel books, guys. 4 Marvel books, and they were all extremely good. First up, we got Avengers No Road Home. That is, I want to say the Matteo Scalera cover. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about that. But this is number 10. This is the finale of this. As we remember from last week, Nyx gets into this house. We don't really know what the house is, and then Vision goes in after her. Only like one of the Avengers can go in. Vision goes in after her, and in this issue you find out that this house is like the house of ideas, house of creativity, the house that really sparked everything in the Marvel universe. And in this house, Vision is fighting Nyx, but using this house of ideas. So he starts talking to Nyx about, you know, everything that the Marvel universe is, and it's astonishing and it's amazing. So every time he says one of these words, like a new team will pop up, and you see these old incarnations of Marvel heroes. Totally enjoyed that. But you also get like a new costume or a new look for Vision. Really digging it. I thought Vision was gonna die. He does not. He actually gets reincarnated into this new, and he didn't die. So reincarnation, it's not really the greatest term. He's like reimagined into this new costume or this new look for him. Totally digging it. So I don't want to give away the ending, but I will tell you this, that Conan is now a part of the 616 Marvel universe, guys. He is now a part of the Marvel U. I know he's going to be a part of that Savage Avengers, which I'm totally looking forward to. Can't wait for that to come out. But I don't want to tell you like where he ends up. Go out, pick up Avengers No Road Home, number 10. Yeah, this is the finale to the No Road Home. I absolutely enjoyed what they did with this series. It was only 10 issues, as opposed to last year's No Surrender was 16, which, you know, might have been a good thing. You know, 10 issues was perfect amount of time. 16 might have been just too much. They kind of stretched it out. Like I said on Tuesday's episode of Buyer Pass, a lot of Marvel's big storylines kind of fizzle, and nothing really happens at the end. You get really hooked into the beginning of the series, and then at the end it's like, that wasn't that great. But yeah, Avengers No Road Home, really digging it. You get, you know, I don't want to give away the ending, but you get a lot of new character designs for some of the characters that were in here. Just to let you know, that's where we're going with that. Next up, Guardians of the Galaxy number 4. I believe there were 2 covers. This is the A cover. I think there was a B cover that has to do with the War of the Realms tie-in. But Guardians of the Galaxy, this new Guardians team, they make, except for Cosmic Ghost Rider, I don't understand yet why they still have him on this team, because he is on the Dark Guardians team. But the Guardians, they show up to Rocket Raccoon's world where they know Gamora is at. You get this really cool scene with Gamora. They think they're going to catch her by surprise, but Gamora already knows that they're there. And she shoots Beta Ray Bill in the head with like a sniper rifle. But I mean, it doesn't kill him. It hits his helmet. So she says, "I got you by surprise." They kind of take her into custody. She kind of knows, she understands what Thanos has done already with his, you know, by saying that he's going to take his mind and his entity and upload it into somebody else. She's telling them, you guys, you know, he's just pulling your tail. He's messing with you guys. He hasn't done that. He's not doing that. Donnie Cates is doing an amazing job. Guardians of the Galaxy is really good story, guys. Really, really good. You get this awesome battle scene. I am going to show you some images here, guys. You get this cool battle scene with the Dark Guardians and the Guardians of the Galaxy. I obviously don't want to give too much away on what's going on at the end, but there you go. There's your Dark Guardians. Like I said, there's Cosmic Ghost Rider, and then there's here's the new Guardians of the Galaxy, and you got Nova. You do have Nova in there. Really digging Guardians of the Galaxy, guys. Definitely, that's a pickup for me every month that comes out. Next up, we have Meet the Skrulls number 3. I know last night, John's Comics for Kids and Alec the White Whale Comics, they talked about all 3 issues. Meet the Skrulls definitely has that feeling of the Americans from the FX show. You got these Skrulls on planet Earth. They have taken on the role of like a family. In this issue, you do find out that there were 3 kids. So if you read 1 and 2, you know that they had, right now they have 2 kids, right? The mom, the dad, and the 2 daughters. But in this issue, you find out that they had another daughter. I don't want to tell you what happens to that daughter. That's a total spoiler. But they are on Earth to try to get government intel or shield intel on this Project Blossom. And what this Project Blossom is a way to discover Skrulls, right? So you don't know if it's a Skrull until you kill them. But through this Project Blossom, it's going to be able to give them this vision that can see through their disguises, right? So they all have different missions to do. Like the mom will be at a shield, a shield government building, trying to get some intel. The father's doing his own thing. They send the daughters out, to befriend these kids in school that maybe have parents that are higher up in the government agency, which is, guys, total, I'm not going to say ripoff, but it's a total play on what the Americans was on FX, which is an awesome show. There are, I believe, 5 seasons of that. Meet the Skrulls. I think this is going to be a mini-series. I don't know if they're going to, it's not an ongoing series. I think it's only going to be 5 or 6 issues. But guys, if you're into that whole spies, covert ops, play, take on the Marvel you're definitely going to like Meet the Skrulls. All right, let's go on. Last book for Marvel, we got War of the Realms. The first issue was okay. You got what is his name? The dark elf. You get the dark elf that shows up in issue 1, Malekith. So I like how at the very beginning they kind of show you who all the major players are: Asgardians, the heroes of Earth, and Malekith's forces. So this issue, dude, New York has totally been taken over by Malekith's forces. They are all fighting with the heroes. That's why you see a lot like Punisher and Wolverine. You got Doc Strange. They're all fighting each other, right? Heroes and the Avengers of Earth are fighting Malekith's forces from the other realms, and they're trying to get the civilians out of New York City. But by doing so, Doctor Strange's spells are too strong, and he ends up pretty much taking everybody out of New York City, the heroes and the civilians, leaving the bad guys there with a few of the forces left of Earth. This issue is really going to now branch out into those, and this is the problem that I have with War of the Realms and with anything that Marvel does. It starts doing too many tie-ins, right? And if you're reading this, you know that they're going to have War of the Realms and the Spider-Man, and War of the Realms and the Skrulls, and the War Scrolls, and War of the Realms and this and this and this and this. It's too much. So this issue, I can see where they're going to start branching out, because there is a panel about 3/4 of the way in where they talk about, well, we need a team that's going to be here doing this, and we need a team that's going to go out and look for Thor, and we need, Heimdall doesn't have he's blind, so he doesn't know where to send the Rainbow Bridge. So then Daredevil comes in. Oh, did I hear somebody is a blind guy and needs help seeing? Well, so they're sending all these different teams to do these things, and it kills me, because all I want to do is read War of the Realms, the main issues, and I know that I'm going to be lost, because issue 5 is gonna tie back and say, oh, well, if you want to know where this hero is doing this, you need to read War of the Realms, blah 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 blah, and it's too much, guys. I don't have the money to spend effing $100 a week on just War of the Realms, right? War of the Realms and all the tie-ins. It looks like that's what you might have to do. So for me, I like this issue. There was a lot going on. There is a death. Don't want to tell you who it was. There was a death of a hero. But, looking down the line, I feel like there's just going to be too many tie-ins that you're going to have to stay up with to really truly understand War of the Realms. You know what I mean? It gets to be too much. Let me, guys, in the comments, let me know, what do you think of War of the Realms and all the tie-ins that you may possibly have to get to truly understand what the heck is going on with the story. So that's it from Marvel. Let's jump into DC. DC is where the spec is at, guys. This spec is at. What do we got? First up, Nightwing 59. That is a beautiful Yasmin Piutri cover. I'm going to show you some images from inside the book. In this book, you do get a first cameo appearance. I know how that goes, of a new villain. Burn something or other. I know it's on the A cover, which Perry Comics was talking about, that he picked up the A cover because it is, this villain's first appearance on the cover. But what you do get in this issue is you get more backstory into one of the new Nightwings. His name is Malcolm Hutch, and he is a firefighter, but he has taken up the mantle of a Nightwing in this new team. And him and Dick Grayson, what's he going by in this? Richard? I know he's going by a different name. He's not going by Dick anymore. But they're having a little sparring battle. You do find out more about Hutch, that he was in the NYP, or the Bloodhaven PD, that he tried to become a police officer, but something bad happened to him and his partner, so he ended up getting out of that and going into the getting into the fire department. So moving in, looks like there is a pyromaniac, which I just showed you who that more than likely is at the end, that is targeting police departments. So that Nightwing, Hutch, Malcolm Hutch, and Dick Grayson, they go off to fight what possibly could be the newest bad guy of the series. I'm digging Nightwing. I absolutely love this cover. Yasmin Piutri covers are amazing. I think I was seeing somebody saying that this, that looks like a movie, could be a movie poster, and you get the blue and the purple that line up to look like Nightwing's, that crest of his. So definitely digging Nightwing. Love Nightwing 59. Next up, we have Justice League, Legion of Doom 22. This issue, I like how they put Legion of Doom, because it has nothing to do with the Justice League and how they're still really in the 6th dimension. This issue focuses almost entirely on Perpetua and why she was imprisoned in the Source Wall. As you know, Perpetua is the new big bad that we truly really haven't seen yet. We've seen glimpses of her, but in this issue you get the true appearance of what Perpetua is, and her 3 sons, right? Because we know her sons are the Anti-Monitor, the World Forger, and I think his name is Monitor. He has a true name in this one. But you find out in this issue why they ended up having to imprison her in the Source Wall, what she was trying to do. She is the actual creator of all the universes and all the multiverses. She is a true big bad. But now that she's out, you know, Lex Luthor is trying to use her for his own personal gain. I will tell you that, you know, the heroes are in the 6th dimension. There are a couple of them left on Earth, and they don't know how to fight that imp, which is Mr. Mxyzptlk, I guess his name is. So Lex Luthor shows up with the Legion of Doom, and they say the only way to fight a 5th dimensional imp is to have your own 5th dimensional imp. And they bring back, I'm going to show you this, show you the image inside of who they actually use. And every time I see this little guy, I laugh. Being a Batman fan that I am, I'm trying to talk while I do this. There he is. The Batmite, which I guess I never really knew that he was, you know, a 5th dimension imp, you know. So he is like Mr. Mxyzptlk. I never know really how to say his name. So Justice League, I've been digging it since issue 1, loving it, loving what they're doing with this whole Perpetua kind of retconning, how the whole universe, how the DC universe really came to be. All right, let's keep going. Didn't want this to be a super long video, but it looks like it's going to be. Next up, we got Teen Titans 29. That is the A cover. Digging that Deathstroke game. You win or you die. All right, and I picked up the B cover. Man, digging it. This is the next part of Terminus Agenda. They still have Deathstroke imprisoned, you know, in that last issue of Deathstroke, which was Terminus Agenda Part 2, I believe. He gets out, but you know, the team brings him back. You know, he escapes from that little prison that Robin has, but he just kind of stays around their little hideout. So when the team gets back, Damian Wayne is actually able to secure him back in his little prison cell. But now Kid Flash knows about this, and he wants to tell the rest of the team. But Robin is telling them, you know, we will when the time is right. Right now, the time is not right with everything that's going on with this, the other that they're trying to figure out who it is. The time isn't right. But Deathstroke has different things in mind. He does not want to be imprisoned, and what he ends up doing is releasing the rest of the prisoners that Damian Wayne has down there. It's pretty crazy. In this issue, you get some of Red Arrow and her craziness, what she's thinking. I'm digging Terminus Agenda. It looks like the next issue of Deathstroke is going to be the finale of Terminus Agenda, so I don't really know where this story, what is the Terminus Agenda? I don't understand. They really haven't talked about it. So, you know, for me, Teen Titans is definitely a story that I dig, and I love these characters. You know, if you watch my videos, you know I absolutely love Damian Wayne as Robin. So, digging that. All right, let's get into the last issue, guys. This was the big one of the week. NAOMI number 4. This had so much spec and so many people talking about all these other issues that could have been, and this, oh, well, what if this, you know, what if this is her as a little girl, you know, with Action 1002? And I try to squash those rumors. Perry, if you're watching, Rod, if you're watching, I told you guys. Anyways, NAOMI number 4, you get the backstory on her father, right? As we saw in issue 3, her father is the dad bod having superhero from a different world. This issue, you do find out that he shows up because Dee, who was the mechanic, was a Thanagarian. Well, her father was like a hero, or, you know, a soldier from a different world where those two worlds are attacking each other. So they both show up to Earth around the same time, but he talks about how he's never lived a life like this, so he doesn't want to go back to the way it was. But one day, after years of them living on this planet, they get like a distress signal from their little comms, and that's where, bam, we see these people come out of nowhere, and they're holding a baby. It looks like they're trying to kill the baby, and the baby ends up being NAOMI. I am going to spoil something for you guys here at the end. He does say that NAOMI came down, wrapped up in this blanket, right here. I'm gonna show you this picture, guys. Gonna show you this picture. There you go. She's wrapped up in this blanket. Right there, her father says that you came out with this little black cube. What was in the black cube, Dad? What was it? And there's a symbol, and you see it in her eyes, right? Because she's looking down at the cube. So what is that symbol? All right, we're gonna get into it. Speculation ahead, guys. Speculation ahead. So what that symbol is, in my mind, goes back to Blackest Night number 7, which is the first appearance of the White Lantern ring. Now, what the heck does the White Lanterns have to do with Naomi and the life entity? You know, I don't know. I'm hoping they talk about that in the next issue. But here we go. I'm going to show you an image. In this issue, we get Sinestro, right? He knows that the most powerful of all the rings is going to be the White Lantern ring, so he gets the White Lantern ring. So if you look at that symbol right there, that looks like the same symbol that was on that cube. So, you know, I don't know. This, in my mind, seems like better speculation than just a random Action Comics 1002. And this is a first appearance of a lantern ring, so I think it's a better, if you can find this for cover price, guys, buy it. Don't pay $30-$40. I found this at cover price at my local comic shop, and I picked it up. So if it ends up being nothing, I still have a cool book, Blackest Night number 7, which is a cool storyline, and it was a first appearance of the White Lantern ring. So there you go. Naomi number 4. It was a good read. I can't wait to see where they're going. I can't wait to see what they do with this, what Bendis does. I know it's only a 6-part maxi or mini series, so we'll see. We have 2 more issues to find out exactly what's going on with her, or we might not. We might not get all the mysteries answered. So guys, that's all I got. As always, thank you for watching. To all my subscribers, thank you very much. Leave a comment down on what did you pick up this week and what did I miss out on. I know I did. I didn't pick up Batman this week because I looked through it and it looked like hot garbage. Didn't want to grab that. I'm done with Tom King's writing on Batman for now. There were other issues that I had to leave back on the shelves, guys. Couldn't pick them all up. Do remember that I have my 1 year subscriber or 1 year anniversary 400 subscriber contest going on right now, guys. Go check it out. I'm gonna put the link right there, and think about hitting that like button for me. And if this is your first time watching my videos, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, let you know when I'm dropping videos. So I have a new video series in mind that I think I'm going to record today, and I'll be dropping that probably tomorrow. But until next time, guys, this has been Edwin, the Comic Jabroni, coming at you. Peace.